Welcome to Founders Future, a podcast powered by Closers.io, where we dive into the journeys of innovative entrepreneurs and explore the road ahead of them and their companies. I'm your host, Olivia Salmons, and in each episode we'll uncover the stories behind impactful ventures, the challenges faced along the way, and the strategies driving their future growth. Today, I'm very excited to be joined by Casey Farmer, founder of Content Growth Club. Casey works with businesses to help them turn content into a real revenue driver, focusing on strategy, storytelling, and building content ecosystems that attract and convert the right audience. Her approach goes beyond just posting online, instead focusing on how content can influence decisions and drive actual business growth. Casey, welcome to Founders Future. Thank you so much for joining me here today.
Hello, Olivia. Thank you so much for having me. I'm really excited to be here.
No, it's a pleasure to have you here, and I'm very much excited to dive in and learn a little bit more about your journey. Your energy is contagious, and I'm trying to pick up on it, which is
I
really cool.
appreciate it.
Casey,
I went on a little 2-mile run earlier. That's probably
love
it.
it. So, Casey, with all of my guests, I do actually like to start at the beginning of their journey. So, if you don't mind briefly taking me back to what it was you was doing before you started up Content Growth Club, and then from there, what was the motivation behind it?
I love that question because my journey has been anything but linear. I have ADHD, and so growing up, I have always been someone that's involved in tons of different projects and hobbies. And I was really encouraged to be that way, like by my parents as well. I started off just trying a bunch of different things out. I originally actually was going to school for nutrition. I'm super into fitness and wellness, and I was a personal trainer for a while. And I thought that was my path, but I didn't end up really liking it. I felt, I don't know, like I just had more of a creative drive in me than what just straight up personal training or group fitness could fulfill. So I actually left college. I did not finish that nutrition degree, and I spent, oh Lord, probably 7 or 8 years in different types of jobs that eventually got me closer and closer to doing social media marketing for a small business here in Richmond. Actually, it's called Vintage Boxing Gym. And once I was able to, I had done YouTube and like a few projects here and there, personal projects prior to that, but not trying to start a brand or anything, just dabbling with content. But I started really cranking it out for them whenever I was working there, and I would get in the ring with the fighters to shoot the content and get like an over the shoulder shot and show their training. And all of the social media content that I was producing for them ended up helping them sell out tickets to a pro boxing event that they were throwing twice. So I was like, I love doing this. It's so much fun. And I think I want to go out and do it on my own and work with businesses individually as opposed to just being an employee doing it.
I love that. And just to touch on your story a little bit, I also have ADHD. I also studied sports nutrition at university, and I also didn't complete my last year. So like I very much understand your journey of dabbling until you find that right thing. And I found it like quite a like full circle moment when you ended up finding what you wanted to do within a gym setting. Utilizing that experience you had as a gym goer yourself, as someone that's interested in fitness and nutrition, and using that to your advantage, and obviously finding your feet when it comes to marketing, which is pretty cool. Did you always have a little bit of an ambition to be an entrepreneur as well, or was that something that just naturally developed, obviously, as you found out what you wanted to do?
Oh, I always had the ambition for it. I have always been told I have a rather enterprising spirit. Even as a kid in elementary school, I remember me and some of my other friends started making little pieces of art, and we would sell them to the teachers
Love
and
it.
our parents, and we gathered money to donate to the, what is it, the American Heart Association. So from a young age, but also my mom is a business owner, so watching her
Yeah,
start her business heavily inspired me too.
beautiful stuff. I bet so. And I think when you do come from a family that's obviously gone off and done their own thing as well, for you, that's very normal. So you don't ever consider that fear that comes with entrepreneurship, because obviously you see that success on the other side of it. So I love that for you, and starting at an early age and just
Yes.
growing into it. Really cool stuff. So let's dive into Content Growth Club a little bit more, just so the listeners can have some context moving forward. So, Casey, at this point in, who would you say is your ideal client? Who is it you very much love to work with the most? And then from there, how is it you help them, and how do you support them?
I primarily work with wellness organizations. So, not just like gyms, but also I work with a mental health organization currently. They're one of my clients, and I produce a lot of content for them. And also, any sort of like med spas and wellness type industry as well. Yeah.
Yeah, so within, as you say, within that kind of like holistic health and wellness bubble, when you, as you say, you've got the spas, the gyms, the wellness centers, even the practices themselves, it's a very hard niche to get into when it comes to marketing, because obviously there's so many of them and it's such a hot topic at the moment. So like,
Yes.
what is it like to work with you? What kind of sets you apart? What is your style or your approach when you are working with your clients?
I'm someone who's very regimented and organized, which is unbelievable for a lot of my friends who know me because of the ADHD personality. Makes me a little bit more whimsy and bubbly in my personality, but I am very organized in how I approach work with my clients and managing projects and tasks. Yeah.
Beautiful stuff. So you bring the both dynamics to it. But I feel like with ADHD, you, for me anyway, I very much learned how to be organized, to just organize my own life, because otherwise it would be very chaotic. And
I
yes,
had to, yes.
as a brain, yeah, I'm very sporadic, but like in my day-to-day routine, I have to stay organized. So naturally, you just get good at organizing other people as well, because otherwise I will just fall off the rails. Like it is something
Yes,
I won't have
absolutely.
anything
I
to do.
feel that.
Yeah. So are you like very much within like the trenches with your clients? You're very much diving into the business and on that one-to-one level?
Yes, I work heavily with the business owners themselves
So,
because I want to really understand the heart and the face and the entire organization behind them so that I can do a good job representing them in the content that I'm creating. So, yeah, I love the opportunity that I get to work with a lot of different business owners one on one. They do
yeah.
such cool stuff.
Beautiful stuff. Yeah, and it is so nice that you can have that personal relationship with them. It aids so much in that marketing aspect, because naturally you are that
Mhm.
communication key. And also, with that being said, I'm very intrigued to go to find out how you go about acquiring your own customers. So, like in terms of channels or methods, with your experience and obviously with your expertise, what is working well for you at the moment? What channels are you providing you good clients?
You know what? One is definitely just referrals and personal networking because I try to meet as many new people as possible. And that was also one of my goals for this new year as well, is to continue putting myself out there and networking, although I don't like that word because it feels artificial more. But so personal networking, but also Facebook groups are
Okay, cool.
so good for, especially for like B2B businesses like myself, where you just make posts in these groups. Specifically, here's, I actually was talking about this recently. Enter the Facebook groups that are state or like region and location specific
Yeah.
and are specific to the niche you serve. So I serve business owners. So I'm in a bunch of different Richmond and Virginia business owner
Love it.
groups, and those do
Yeah.
so well. Yeah.
Yeah, as you say, because you are building your authority, as you say, in a space where it's very much yours to have the power over, which is pretty cool. And
Yeah.
Facebook, obviously, networking is very similar to in-person networking. So I like that you've got both the online avenue and the in-person avenue moving forward. And just to add referrals in, I think it just shows kudos to the work you are doing, because not a lot of people do have referrals coming to their doorstep. They're just not as consistent, I think, as most business owners would like. So do you run any form of like advertisements or anything when you are working online, or is it just organic from your output, as you're saying, just connecting with those right kind of people?
Yep. Just organic right now. In the future, I will definitely be doing ads as well.
So it's taking that step. And do you have a team that are helping out at all, Casey, or are you very much a solopreneur at the moment, just
Entrepreneur right
juggling those
now.
hats?
Yes. But
But
I will certainly be hiring an editor in the future.
yeah, 100%. That is such a big job. And even like content creation is such a new job for most founders, as you know yourself. So it's just about balancing that the whole way through. Are there certain aspects that you enjoy doing more within the company than other aspects, or that was new to you before you took started out?
Wait, what was the question?
Are there like certain jobs that you prefer, or certain roles, hats that you prefer doing within the business as
Hmm.
well compared to others? There's some things you're just like, oh, I can't do that.
I definitely like doing the production and being there filming. And I like
Nice.
the editing too, but being there with people filming and coaching them through, because I do interviews similar to this with recipients of a nonprofit that I work with, for instance. I'll interview them for content. And yeah, I like doing that part, I think, the most.
Yeah, beautiful. And even like interview content is such a great way to show off what you're doing at the moment. I just feel like naturally it shows your style, gets people to know like your voice as well. And obviously you're showing off what you're doing while attracting that right kind of person. So that's a really cool aspect. And then what are your like visions or your aspirations for the company moving forward? Maybe when you think of the next 6, 12 months, what are those goals or those targets that you're working hard to achieving?
I would like to have 10 clients on retainer
Mm,
by hopefully by the end of this year, definitely in the next 2 years, 10 clients on retainer. Because right now I have two, and then I also have a lot of different floating projects that I work on. But
nice.
I'm looking
Okay.
for that, yeah, consistency.
Yeah. So you're like consistent, but as you say, consistent in retainers, so they are staying with you for a longer amount of time and then just building on top of that. Where are you probably finding the biggest challenge for yourself at the moment, like within the business or even taking those next steps?
Probably really just mindset and like stepping into more of the leadership role and getting myself to do more of the tough things that I know I need to do more consistently.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of founders find themselves in that position, especially when they are like scaling the business, when they're in those early stages and need to let it grow. Imposter syndrome is one that I think affects a lot of people. It's just
Oh, yes,
yeah,
absolutely.
remembering your skills and sticking to your guns. And Casey, I have one final question to ask you. So, if you could go back in time to a younger self and you could only leave yourself with one piece of advice moving forward, something you know now, but that you didn't know back then, what would you say to yourself?
Don't ever feel guilty for pivoting, ever, because that is how you learn and fail and learn and fail and eventually grow and know what to do through all of that.
So true. And pivots are such an important part of business. As long as you're learning along the way, do not worry about it at all. And Casey, thank you so much for joining me today and for sharing your incredible journey and insight with us. Where can our listeners reach out best to work with you or connect with you if they would like to do so?
In two different ways. To work with me, you can email me, Casey at contentgrowthclub.com, or you can follow me on any channel. I am at Content Growth Club. And I also have personal channels as well. If you're interested in more of my personal life and not just business, I'm at Casey with two Y's on all platforms as well.
Beautiful stuff, Casey. And Casey, thank you again for joining me. I really appreciate your time today.
Thank
And
you. Yeah, I had so
thank
much
you.
fun.
Awesome stuff. And to our listeners, if you enjoyed today's conversation, please be sure to go and check out Casey. As you just said, drop her an email, Casey at contentgrowthclub.com. Please check out the website, check out her personal stuff. What was
Yeah, I
your
put out a lot of content about helping small business owners too
There
with
we go. Check
yes.
it, follow along, drop her a message. I'm sure she would love to hear from everybody. And do not forget to subscribe to Founders Future via wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts. And if you are a business owner, specifically a coach, consultant, or agency owner, and you're really looking to scale your business and you want to enhance your sales and marketing efforts, visit closers.io to hop on a call with one of our team and discover how we went from zero to $30 million per year in less than 3 years. But until then, keep on climbing and we'll see you on the next one.